So, like Aaron said, my name is Daniel, and I'm a digital marketer, which is quite a sad thing sometimes these days. But I run a digital marketing agency called Orange Rhino Media, and we connect brands with customers. And because of the strife I've seen out there, we decided to build our own web application that we call PinPoint Social. So, I'm still very young, but when I was growing up, I had this beautiful idea of what marketing agencies were. But when I quickly got into the business world, I quickly learned that most of marketing is just a gamble. So this is something that always stuck with me. Now, I know that half of my advertising dollars are wasted. I just don't know which half that is. And I found this far too true and pervasive in marketing. So I'm going to make a statement today that advertising has in some hands reached the status of an exact science. The cause and effects have been analyzed until they are well understood. No other enterprise with comparable possibilities need involve so little risk. And advertising, once a gamble, has thus become, under able direction, one of my safest business ventures. Now, I'm sure you're thinking there I am the most humble and articulate person you've ever heard speaking. Unfortunately not. This was written in 1923 by Claude Hopkins. Yet, today we still say we can't measure marketing. So, since then, we've put a man on the moon, we've cloned a sheep, and we've invented this crazy thing called the internet. But for most, marketing and advertising still isn't measurable. So, what me and my team, we've been running a lot of campaigns on the social side of things, and I mean, there's more data out there than there's ever been in terms of marketing. And if this guy in 1923 could measure things, why on earth can't we do it today? So, I decided to build a web app to answer that question. So, what we have learned is that word of mouth is still the most effective marketing channel. So I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs, I worked with entrepreneurs for years, and actually any marketing manager at a big company will tell you as well, word of mouth is what drives business at the end of the day. What we've learned as well, there's lots of studies into this, is that the recommendation of a trusted peer is more reliable than advertising, more reliable than a celebrity. Again, getting on Oprah, if your mom tells you that you must drink a certain type of milk, you'll trust them over Oprah. But that applies to marketing across the board, no matter what it is. And I don't need to say it in this room that social media demands your attention, because this year in Canada, the average young person, actually people across the board, are spending more time using social media than sitting in front of the TV. So we need some answers. So let me tell you a bit about what our passion is, if you haven't picked up on that yet. We're building an app that will help businesses and agencies get more out of their advertising and marketing dollar by targeting the most credible and influential customers. So we call this PinPoint Social, and what our goal is to reduce the advertising spend, increase the results, and to generally help companies market smarter. So what essentially our app does is it creates multiple social, direct mail, email, and advertising campaigns using an innovative campaign creator. Basically, we can help companies execute campaigns across all channels. What we do as well is we really emphasize sharing, and we do this by allowing the most influential customers to share it with their peers and seed promotions into their networks. And our most important thing, and what I'm most passionate about, and how we've assembled our team, is we want to track the success of each channel, each offer, and each campaign by measuring the direct views, how many people are we directly reaching, how many people are we reaching through referrals and through social channels, and as well, how are we converting, and comparing them against each other to measure effectiveness. So let's run through a campaign. So if I'm doing Captain Crunch here, we're putting out a campaign. What we do is you might have a promotion, an ad, a sale, a coupon, a giveaway, exclusive offer, even though I'm not a big fan of 10% off, and I think it's the wrong way to be promoting. But you have an offer, okay? So what we do is you log into PinPoint Social. All you need to do is upload your logo and choose your colors, and you'll never have to do that and log in again to create a campaign in PinPoint Social. So what we do next, you want to run a campaign. Say we're doing this Captain Crunch campaign. You upload a product shot. You upload your copy that you need to have for the campaign, and then you're pretty much done. So what we do next is we launch multiple campaigns just using that information you just filled in. So what we'll do is we'll create a web-based promotional page for you. We'll create a Facebook embeddable Facebook page. We do unlimited scheduled posting to Facebook and Twitter, so you don't have to have your little intern posting a promotion 15 times through a week. And we'll build out an email template, a flyer, and a web embed. The basic thing is we'll create all these marketing channels for you, and each one will be uniquely trackable. So if you're handing out a flyer in front of your store, let us handle that, and we'll give you measurement to it, because the chances are that you're not measuring it. So what we do next is, this is what our landing page looks like. So it was designed by the great guys at Jet Cooper. Does everyone know Jet Cooper around here? They also designed this guy. They're one of the top design guys in the city. So what we do, this is what is automatically generated every time you run a campaign. So what we do for you is we manage distribution across all the channels. We allow the customers to download download the actual coupon and take it into the store, or redeem it using a unique code. So anyone's doing e-commerce stuff, you can track with a unique e-commerce link, code link. And the big thing is, if you look on the right-hand side there, we're really emphasizing sharing. But the big thing that happens is, the minute someone shares it, we create a new branch in our database. So every time someone shares, every time someone redeems it, we're analyzing this and tracking that. And it's all happening from a single destination. So what we try to measure, and we're still at a very early stage now, and we're going to base this on data, but we track the direct reach, so you handing out a coupon, how many people found that. Now the next stage is, if you're handing out a coupon, whether it's a flyer or whether it's via Facebook, and that person shares it with someone else, we can track that uniquely. So we differentiate between how many people are finding it via social and directly, because what we found is that the social can be a huge driver for even traditional media. And of course we track conversions. And the important thing to note is we built this product as very flexible, and some of you know as an API. So what is conversion and what is the landing page can be completely catered to your brand and what your application is. So what we're really passionate about, and I mean, we've assembled a really top team. Christian, somewhere in the back there, is a computer science engineer that has a love of data. And what we're really passionate about is mapping out that tree. So when someone redeems a coupon and where they share that with someone else, we can actually map it out. We can see it like this tree. You can look at that cluster there and you can say, what on earth happened here? Why did our offer go from 10 people to 100? And that's really where the magic happens in terms of our application. What we would like to do is to take social intelligence, so all the sharing. When people are spending so much time on here, there's very valuable data there, and we want to translate it into business intelligence. So some of the examples of the stuff we want to do, because we've got this campaign creator, we can, if it's 4 p.m. and your sales are down, you can execute a campaign instantly. All your marketing channels running through here will be comparable head to head. And if you're trying to launch a new product, instead of targeting 1,000 of your average customers, target the 10, the 20, the 15 that you know are going to make a difference. And if you want to have a tea party with your best customers, I mean, you run a campaign and you see that someone in Seattle is sharing this with thousands of people, pick up the phone and bring them in for a focus group and have a chat with them. And the overall goal is, once we have this intelligence, we can reduce the spend and increase the impact by focusing on these influential people. So we're doing a beta testing program, but I don't believe in giving away things for free. So what we'll be doing, we'll be targeting mainly with small businesses, and I'll be working with agencies and larger brands. But if you ever know a small business that would like to, is doing something interesting online, we're running a test campaign where we'll run it across the board. This typically runs for about 15,000 if you're running for Wildfire app or that sort of thing. But we want to take it to small business, which I'm most passionate about. And so yeah, we're open for business. If you'd like to sign up for beta or have a chat with me, just visit pinpointsocial.com. Thank you.